boys and girls. It's good to be back with you after Easter. I hope you had a wonderful Easter at your house, and I hope you had some yummy food. And today's story is about an Easter lily. Usually you see these in church on Easter Sunday morning. They're a beautiful lily with a white flower. And just like if you look outside, there's a bunch of flowers that are starting to pop, like tulips and daffodils and all kinds of things. Well, this one's about an Easter lily. One wintry day, the farmer's young daughter shuffled through the snow, headed for the mailbox at the end of the lane. Brr, it was cold, so we know it's in the season of winter. She peered inside the mailbox and found a small white envelope. Surprise! It was addressed to her. It's exciting to get mail for you. Dear Maggie, the letter began, I'm sending in a very special gift just for you. Look for it soon. Maggie loved getting presents, especially a gift as mysterious as this one. When would it come? Who was it from? What would it be? The farmer's daughter waited and waited, some days patiently, some days not so patiently. There's that word patient again. Then one very ordinary afternoon, a box appeared on her doorstep. The gift had arrived. The farmer watched as his daughter excitedly tore off the wrapping paper. He was eager to see what she thought of her present. But Maggie didn't say a word. She just stared at the small wooden crate full of dirt. Dirt was not at all what Maggie had hoped for. Would you want a box of dirt? Poking out of the soil was a small piece of paper that told Maggie how to care for her gift. Hide in a cool, dark place. Water is needed. And when spring comes, bring into the light. Ooh. So she has to wait till spring, another season. Remember, it goes winter, spring, then we have summer, fall, and then it starts over with winter. Then she knew it must be a growing thing, like a bulb that would someday bloom into a plant. Oh dear, her long-awaited gift wasn't a toy or a doll or a game after all. The farmer could see that his daughter was very sad and very disappointed. His heart grew sad. The gift was from him. With a sigh, Maggie carried the wooden box down the steps into the darkest corner of the cellar and left it there on a shelf. Remember how she was supposed to water it? Sometimes she remembered to water it, but most of the time, Maggie just plain forgot about it. The farmer did not forget. And he just waited, and he waited. Spring came at last. The air was warmer, and the gray skies had melted into robin's egg blue. What a welcome sight the sun was. Kind of like now, it's still a little cold, but the sun is shining out there. The snow is gone, and it's starting to get a little bit nicer and warmer out. It was time for the farmer to hoe his garden, getting the soil ready for the seeds that filled his pockets. Maggie wanted to help, so she marched down the cellar steps to get her own Maggie-sized gardening tools. Do you have your own gardening tools? That's when it happened. Searching for her toolbox in the darkest corner of the cellar, Maggie knocked the forgotten crate of dirt off the shelf. Crash! The crate splintered into pieces. Soil was everywhere, and the flower bulb that rolled to her feet showed no signs of life. Oh, that poor bulb that she had gotten. What a mess! Maggie was mad at the box, and even madder at herself. She swept up the dirt and threw away the broken box, grumbling under her breath. And that ugly old flower bulb. She tossed it out the cellar door, never to think of it again. Until Maggie woke up earlier than usual Easter morning. A warm breeze blew through her bedroom window, and the chirping birds seemed to call her name. Still, dressed in her nightgown, Maggie tiptoed out into the garden. She was hoping to find some daffodils or tulips to decorate the table for Easter breakfast. And that's when she saw it. The loveliest lily that God ever made was blooming on the edge of her father's flower garden. Its white petals unfolded like a trumpet. Its leaves were green with new life. Its scent was as fragrant as the most expensive perfume. Maggie knew all at once what had happened. She didn't know whether to laugh or cry or shout with joy. So Maggie did all three at once. "Wake up, everybody! Wake up! Come see! The gift is alive!" Her family hurried out to the garden. They couldn't believe their eyes. So much beauty from such an ugly box of dirt. And there's her beautiful Easter lily. Maggie noticed the farmer standing in the doorway, quietly watching. His smile gave away his secret. "Father, it was you who gave me the lily," Maggie squealed with delight. Suddenly, her little girl's smile began to fade. Oh dear, she'd thrown away her father's gift without so much as a thank you. How that must have hurt him. "I'm sorry, Daddy," she said, putting her little arms around his big waist. "Will you forgive me?" "Oh, my child," the farmer whispered, hugging her tight. "That's what Easter is all about." What a great story to remind us that we are always forgiven with Jesus. Here, her dad gave her a beautiful gift of a lily, but it came as an ugly bulb. And so she didn't like it because it wasn't all fancy on the outside. But she didn't know that inside there was something beautiful growing. And when she threw it outside, it grew into a beautiful flower, and then she liked it. She understood what her dad had given her, something that was ugly, but became very beautiful, and how they enjoyed it on Easter. But she felt bad because she didn't appreciate what her dad gave her, and she said, "Will you forgive me?" And he said, "Oh, of course. That's what Easter is about. Remember, Jesus died on the cross for all of us, and we're forgiven of everything that we do, and we're loved so much." I hope you enjoyed that story. All right, so now let's get to our activity. Today it's going to be all about numbers. So what I did first of all is I found some index cards. These are just pieces of paper that look kind of rectangular. If you don't have index cards, it's no problem at all. You can use any paper and then just cut them into little flashcards or number cards. All right, the first thing when you get these pieces of paper is have mom or dad or whoever's watching you during the day write the number in pencil. And then what I would like you to do is go back and trace it with a crayon or a marker so that you're kind of helping make these cards. Now, if you've been really practicing your numbers and you don't need mom or dad to first write the number and you can write it on your own, that's great, go for it. Make cards that go all the way to 20. Even if you're not quite sure how those teen numbers work yet, go ahead and write them 1 through 20 because those are the numbers that we're really working on so that when you're in kindergarten, you got those first set of numbers 1 through 20. All right, so, and also what I did was I wrote each color or each number using a different color because then there's another way that we can use these cards. All right, so I wrote my cards 1 through 20. Now, I want to show you something else. So when I got to 10, I made 10 look a little fun. Can you see that? I put a little smiley face on them. I made some little sparkles on there because 10 is the start of the 2-digit numbers. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because then from there, we go 2 digits, which means there's 2 numbers. So we have 1 and 0. And then we go to 11, which has 2 numbers. 12 has 2 numbers. 13, and on and on and on until we get to 20, which has the sparkles and the smiley face too, because then we go on and go 21, 22, 23, but let's not get that far yet. All right, so let's go back and do our 1 through 10. Now, I'm gonna kind of shuffle these a little bit, and today here's how we're gonna use our number cards. So today, I'm gonna pick a number, and I want you to count out some objects for me. Now, I want you to pause the video, and I want you to go get 20 of something. Now, I got 20 buttons, and I just heard one fall. Here it is. All right, I'm using 20 buttons. Now, my buttons are a little bit bigger and fancier because I took them from the classroom. You may not have these at your house, and that's okay. Go ahead and find, you could use 20 regular buttons like you'd find on your clothes, or you could use 20 cotton balls. If you still have the plastic Easter eggs out from Easter, you could use 20 Easter eggs. But go ahead, pause the video, and go find 20 of something, okay? All right, now that you have 20 items, I want you to put them out in front of you. And I'm gonna show you a number, and I want you to count them out. All right, you ready? So I'm gonna shuffle, and shuffle means to move them around so they're not in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 order. All right, you ready? Here is our number. Actually, I'm gonna start with this number to get us easy start. Okay, ready? So here's our number. What number is that? Good, it's 2. So now what I want you to do is count 2 of your items. So I have buttons, so I'm gonna move them over. All right, now move these guys out of the way. Let's count. And when you count your items to mom or dad, I want you to point and put your finger on each one as you count it, okay? Ready? 1, 2. Did you get 2? Good. All right, I'm gonna give you another one. You ready? All right, here we go. Here's the number. You ready? What number is this? Now, before I tell you what it is, I want you to go ahead and count out those numbers. Okay? I'm going to do this too. All right, we ready? Now, I have counted the number that I think this is. Now, go ahead. What is this number? 7? Did you say 7? Good. If you didn't say 7, it's okay. It's 7. All right, now let's count and make sure that we have 7 objects. Are you ready? So we're going to take our finger and we're going to put it on the first item and we're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I have 7? I do. Now, we're going to do one more together, and then this is something that you can do with whoever you're with today. All right, and I'm going to stick with my numbers below 10. But remember, if you've got your numbers 1 through 10 really well, then go ahead and really work on those numbers that go past 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And it's really important when you do those upper numbers that you really use your finger and you count each item, because it's so tricky sometimes to make sure that you've got the right number and the right amount. All right, so here's one more. You ready? This is kind of close to what we just did. What number is this? Got it in your head? Okay, now go ahead and put out your items. All right. Okay, ready? Let's count together. First of all, what's our number? 6. Good. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I have 6? I do. All right. Now, another way to use these cards is to have mom or dad shuffle them and put a number down on the table. All right, so if I put this number down, I'm going to actually put 3 numbers down. Okay, so I have 3 numbers down, and you may not be able to see my numbers that well. So I have a 10 down, a 1, and a 7. And what you can do is go ahead and count for each number that you have. So for my 10 card, how many items am I going to put down? 10, right. And then my next number is easy peasy lemon squeezy, number 1. So I'm going to put 1 down for that. And my next one is 7. So I'm going to go ahead and put down 7. All right, and then what I can do is go ahead and count for mom and dad. So I say 10, and then I count each number, or count each object to make sure that I have 10. And then I go to the next one, 1, and I count 1. And then I go to my last number, 7, and I count, and I make sure I have 7. Now, if mom or dad want to get really tricky with you, they could look at what you put down and they could take some away, and then they could have you count. So for my number 7, I took some away. Let's count and see what I have now. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's not this number 7. So what do I need to do? I need to keep adding. So I'm at 5. I'm going to add 1 more, 6. And now I'm going to add another one, 7. And now I have 7 again. Now you could also change this. You could be the teacher, and you could shuffle these, and you could put these cards down for mom or dad, and then have mom and dad put the objects down by each number, and then you count to see if they got it right. That would be really fun to do too. So those are a couple of ideas to do with your number cards today. Now, I did have you do them in different colors so that you could group them by color. So once you've made them, you can sort them by color. Sorting and grouping are kind of the same thing. So here's number 13, and it's purple. So I'm gonna have a purple pile. Here's 18, and that's orange. So I'm gonna have an orange pile. 19 is what color? Yellow. So I'm going to have a yellow pile. Here is 20. What color is this? So what pile does this need to go into? Orange, right. Oh, here's my orange pile. So I'm going to put it on my orange pile. Now I look at my next number. What number is this? 2. What color is this? Purple, right. So that's going to go on the purple pile. Here it is. All right. Here's my next number. What number is this? A 1 and a 4. 14. Good. Now, I don't have a green pile yet, do I? So I have to make a new pile. There's my green pile. All right, here's my next number. What number is this? 15. Now, what color is this? Did you say yellow? Good job. All right, this is going to go in my yellow pile. And you just keep going and put all of your numbers in the right color pile. Here's what color? Purple. So that goes in my purple pile. And just keep going until you've got them all sorted out. So have fun today with your numbers and reviewing your colors and being the teacher and testing your mom and dad, seeing if they know all of their numbers 1 through 20. All right, everybody, have a great day. I love you so much, and let's close with prayer. Dear God, thank you for this time together. Thank you for giving us the ability to learn about numbers and to learn about you and just to learn about everything, God. You give us such a wonderful life. Bless our moms and our dads during this time, and bless us as we learn and grow. Help us to be patient and help us to be helpful. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.